The Yeti. The Himalaya Mountains, the highest range on Earth, have been referred to as the roof of the world. If that is so, then there is a mystery called the Yeti in our attic. This enigma, whose existence has never been proven, takes the shape of a hairy biped creature that resembles a giant ape. The Himalayas lie on the border between India, Nepal, and China, Tibet. They are remote and forbidding. Large stretches around these rough valleys and peaks are uninhabited. The tallest mountain in the world, Everest, 8,848 meters high, lies half in Nepal, half in China. It is from Nepal, though, that most attempts to climb Everest and the surrounding mountains are made. In Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, a visitor finds himself immersed in the Yeti legend. It is a commercial moneymaker for the tourist industry. There's even a hotel named the Yak and the Yeti, as well as a legend and religion to some of the Nepalese people. The first reliable report of the Yeti appeared in 1925 when a Greek photographer, N.A. Tombazi, working as a member of a British geological expedition in the Himalayas, was shown a creature moving in the distance across some lower slopes. The creature was almost 300 meters away in an area with an altitude of around 5,000 meters. Unquestionably, the figure in outline was exactly like a human being, walking upright and stopping occasionally to uproot some dwarf rhododendron bushes, said Tombazi. It showed up dark against the snow, and, as far as I could make out, wore no clothes. The creature disappeared before Tombazi could take a photograph, and was not seen again. As the group was descending, the photographer went out of his way to study the ground where he had spotted the creature. Tombazi found footprints in the snow. They were similar in shape to those of a man. The marks of 5 distinct toes and the instep were perfectly clear. There were 15 prints to be found. Each was about 50 centimeters apart. Then Tombazi lost the trail in the thick brush. When the locals were asked to name the beast he'd seen, they told him it was the Kanchenjunga demon. Tombazi didn't think he'd seen a demon, but he couldn't figure out what the creature was either. Perhaps he'd seen a wandering Buddhist or Hindu hermit. As the years went by and other Yeti stories surfaced, Tombazi began to wonder if that was what he too had seen. Yeti reports usually take the form of tracks found, pelts offered, shapes seen at the distance, or, rarely, actual face-to-face encounters with the creatures. These never take place with researchers looking for the Yeti, but with locals who stumble into the creature during their daily lives. Some of the best tracks ever seen were found and photographed by British mountaineers in 1951. They found them on the southwestern slopes of the Menlung Glacier, which lies between Tibet and Nepal, at an altitude of 6,000 meters. The tracks seemed fresh, and the mountaineers followed the trail until it disappeared in hard ice. Some scientists who viewed the photographs could not identify the tracks as belonging to any known creature. Others, though, felt it was probably the trail of a langur monkey or red bear. They pointed out that tracks in the snow, melted by the sun, can change shape and grow larger, and the footprints were explained by this fact. Even so, the bear/monkey theory seems unlikely to be true, as both of these animals normally move on all 4 feet. These tracks were clearly those of a biped. These footprints were not the first or last discovered by climbers in the Himalayas. Even Sir Edmund Hillary and his Sherpa guide, Tenzing Norgay, on their record ascent to the top of Mount Everest in 1953, found giant footprints on their way up. One of the more curious reports of a close encounter with a Yeti occurred in 1938. Captain Deouvre, the curator of the Victoria Memorial in Kolkata, India, was traveling in the Himalayas by himself when he became snowblind. As he neared death from exposure, he was rescued by a 3-meter-tall Yeti that nursed him back to health until Deouvre was able to return home by himself. In many other stories, though, the Yeti hasn't been so benign. One Sherpa girl who was tending her yaks described being surprised by a large ape-like creature with black and brown hair. It started to drag her off, but seemed to be distracted by her screams and let her go. It then savagely attacked and killed 2 of her yaks. She escaped with her life, and the incident was reported to the police, who found footprints. Several expeditions have been organized to track down the Yeti, but none has discovered anything more than footprints and questionable artifacts like scalps and hides. A recent theory suggested that the Yeti is actually 3 animals: the rare Tibetan blue bear, which attacks cattle, a gibbon that may live as far north as Nepal, though it's never been spotted past the Brahmaputra River in India, a mysterious savage ape covered with black or red hair that can live at altitudes of up to 6,000 meters. So far, there is no firm evidence to support the existence of the Yeti, but there is none to show that it doesn't exist either. If it indeed becomes known that such a creature lives in the barren, frozen upper reaches of the Himalayas where few men dare to tread, the Yeti may find its refuge safe for a long time to come.